Hello friends, I welcome you all to our YouTube channel Adapt, Learn and Grow Together. In this session, we will discuss how index function can be used with the VLOOKUP function. Now, let us move to our Excel sheet for some hands-on exercise. Let us start with our first example where we would learn about how VLOOKUP function can be used with the indirect function. Before moving ahead in our discussion, let us spend some time on understanding the data which will be used for this example. We have three data worksheets with us. The first worksheet is capturing the data for the Jan month. Here, for the products milk, ketchup, bread and noodles, we will be capturing sales, expense and profit, again only for January month. The Feb underscore data worksheet captures the same information but for the month of February. Similarly, March underscore data captures the same information but only for March month. So we can see here that we have three worksheets: Jan underscore data, Feb underscore data and March underscore data. These worksheets are capturing sales, expense and profit data points for the products mentioned for a particular month. So we have month-wise worksheets available for Jan, Feb and March month. We also have one sheet which is named as reference sheet name. So here for each month we have captured the sheet which needs to be referred. So for example, in the month of Jan, we have a sheet named Jan underscore data mapped to the month of Jan, and here we have Jan underscore data. So if someone is selecting Jan as a month, we know that its data is present in the Jan underscore data worksheet. Same is the case with other months. Let us start with our first example. Here, the business user wants to fetch the KPI details for a given month. We can achieve this by using indirect and VLOOKUP function. So in this example, we have one cell capturing the KPI detail and the other cell capturing the month for which the KPI has to be calculated. So we have three KPIs: total sales, total expense and net profit, and in the month we have 3 months data which is Jan, Feb and March. So these two inputs are entered manually by the user, and basis the data sheet and the KPI, the output is shown here. So here we want to get the total sales for the month of Jan, which is coming out to be 1,26,000, and the same can be verified in the Jan month data sheet. So this is sales column. If I add these four sales amount, here it gives me a summation of 1,26,000, which is also mentioned here. So our total sales is getting reflected in this cell. Now we can check for other KPIs. Let us check net profit here. For Jan month profit, it is giving us a value of 1,03,000. Let us quickly verify this. So Jan month data sheet, and if we add, it gives us an output of 1,03,000, which is getting reflected here as well and here as well. In this same example, we can also change the month for which we want the KPI output. For example, I will change the month from Jan to Feb. My output has changed accordingly. So now I will check this manually by going to the Feb underscore data worksheet and looking for total or net profit. So here we can see that the net profit is coming out to be 1,10,500, which is shown here and here as well, and the same value is reflected in the output cell. Let us now understand the formula that is applied in this cell. The formula here uses sum function, indirect function, and VLOOKUP function. Let us break this formula and start with evaluating VLOOKUP with the input arguments mentioned here. So the first input argument for VLOOKUP function is the lookup value. The VLOOKUP function here is helping us in getting the file name for a given input month. So the first argument of the VLOOKUP function is the lookup value, which is in our case the month. For which month are we interested in getting the details of the KPI mentioned here? Currently C6 is carrying Feb as the value, hence Feb will be our lookup value. Then we want to search this lookup value in the array present in the reference sheet name worksheet, starting from cell A1 to cell B4. So we are saying that Feb as a value will be searched inside the reference sheet name, which is here, and will return the sheet name for our reference. So here, since we are passing month as Feb, the output of the VLOOKUP function would be Feb underscore data. We can check this by selecting this function, and it automatically shows here Feb underscore data, because that is the name of the data sheet or the worksheet which is having the data for Feb month. Now we have data sheet name with us. We will now see what indirect function is doing. So in indirect function we will pass reference text. So the first output from the VLOOKUP function is Feb underscore data, which is getting concatenated with an exclamation mark, and then it is concatenated with D5, which is the KPI that we are looking for. And in the last, this KPI gets concatenated with Feb month. So what we are saying is we will go to reference sheet name. From there we will try to fetch the Feb underscore data. Then we will concatenate the file name with exclamation mark, and we will search for a range named as profit, or profit because D5 has profit underscore C6. C6 is having value as Feb. So we are looking for a named range profit underscore Feb in the reference sheet Feb underscore data. Now let us understand what is happening here. First we go to the Feb data worksheet, and if I select this value, you can see that I have defined a named range for Feb sales. Similarly, we have defined a named range for expense, and on similar lines the named range is defined for profit as well. So if I go back to my dashboard sheet, we are looking for profit KPI, and we are concatenating profit KPI with underscore and Feb as a value, which matches with our named range profit underscore Feb. So if I go inside the Feb data, we can see that these 4 values in the profit column are named as profit underscore Feb. So this becomes our named range profit underscore Feb, which becomes the input for the indirect function. Indirect function uses this named range, which is profit underscore Feb, as a reference and fetch the values from this named range as an input to the sum function. The sum function then totals the value present in the named range and returns the net profit. We can see the net profit is coming out to be 1,10,500 rupees, which for Feb data is the same value what we have received here or what we are getting here. I hope you found this session helpful. If you have any questions, need further clarifications, or would like to share a feedback, please share the same in the comment section. We will meet again next week to learn some more Excel functions. I would like to thank you all for watching this video. Please like, subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications.